5.9 pounds, 18 inches wide. By 7 inches. Alright, let's take a look at this tent without the rain fly. So we do get aluminum poles. You get 2 poles, a traditional X shape. And you get the hooks to connect the tent body to the poles. You get 2 doors. So there is a gear loft. There's a hook for your light, lantern, whatever you want to use. There's a little tie-off point at the top of the tent there. Alright, here's a look at it. Put the rain fly on. All guyed out. So you do get enough pegs, ground pegs, to peg out your 4 corners of your tent. A little extra side ventilation. This is good for condensation. Get a little extra airflow into the tent. It's nice they included extra tent pegs just for that. A lot of tents don't do that. And you still have enough pegs to guy out your tent. So when you're expecting stormy conditions, high winds, you definitely want to stake these guy lines out. And it comes with 4 pretty basic when it comes to the guy outlines here. They are reflective. Got reflective stripping in the material, so it helps at night to see your tent. And also here on the vent, there's a strip of reflective material there as well. Your tent in the woods, or where this helicopter flies over. Where's he at? Where's he at? There he goes. Okay. So you have the buckles for the rain fly, and they tension. So as your tent may gain moisture or dry, it may slack or tighten, and you can adjust it with these tensioners there. So I showed you the one roof vent. There is another one on the other side. So you get 2 roof vents. Alright, so the coolest thing about this tent is the awning mode of the vestibule. So to be able to do the awning mode, you're going to have your own trekking poles. If you don't have trekking poles, you can find sticks. You know, if you're out in the woods, camping area somewhere, you should be able to find something. If not, just situate your tent up next to a tree and just get you some extra guy wire, and you could tie it off to a tree. Maybe your pickup truck, vehicle, whatever you want to do. You can get creative on that to use this awning. But if you have trekking poles, they work great. So you have the little grommets, the poles go right through the grommets, and you're going to need 2 guy wires, so you can tie it off, and you're going to need 2 extra stakes. Okay, so the tent just comes with enough stakes to stake everything out like we've already showed you earlier in the video. So anyway, if you want to use the awning mode, trucking poles are good, 2 extra guy wires, and 2 extra stakes. So what I've done is I've just got 2 extra guy wires, and you can get those pretty cheap anywhere. Just look on Amazon, they're pretty cheap. And 2 extra stakes, just throw it in the tent bag and you'll have it in case you want to do this. So what's good about this is on a sunny day, if you don't want to get in the tent, you can just sit out here like I'm doing. I'm just sitting here on the ground. I still have plenty of headroom. And you just shade yourself from the sun, or if it's rainy, then you could have this already open, and then you can be able to come in and get out of the rain, and you could cook on your backpacker stove if you need to. It just gives you a lot of more options by having this awning that you don't normally get on other tents with just that traditional vestibule door. So that's what I like about this tent. This is what sets this tent apart, is this right here. I really like having the 2 different styles of vestibule on the opposing side. And when you're putting the rain fly on, it doesn't really matter which side is which. It doesn't matter. It lines up either way. Just put it on. Just get your buckles lined up with the other part of the buckle it in, and you're good to go. All right, let's get some measurements. All right, so we're at 85 inches in width or length, however you want to look at it. I'm going to say length. Let's say length. All right, now let's get the width of this tent. Wow, it's pretty wide. So it's 70 inches wide. So this is almost like a 2.5, huh? A 2.5 person. That's pretty cool. So it's a little bit bigger than your traditional 2-man tents in width-wise. That's pretty good. So if you both had 30-inch pads, 30-inch wide pads, you'd both be able to have them in here. That's pretty nice. I didn't realize that. All right, let's get the peak height. I'm going to take this gear loft down partially so we can get an accurate measurement here. It's real accurate, let me tell you. Super accurate. I'm probably not even level. 48 inches. 48-inch peak height. Man, that seems higher than most 2-person tents. All right, let's bring you in and show you the inside. So there's a lot of mesh on this tent, which is really good for condensation. You have those muggy nights, rainy days. So you can see the roof vent there, and there's another one here behind me. We do get the gear loft. We get a, where's that? There it is. We get a hook, hanging a lantern, flashlight, whatever you want to hang there. So you get a pocket over there. So this door opens all the way. And then you can just stuff it into that pocket. And you have 2 pockets like that. And I have the door stuffed in over there, as you can see. Now then, here is another pocket right in the center. And you get another one over here on this side. So the seams are heat taped sealed, double stitched. So this tent is very waterproof. Now I took this tent on a 2-day trip. I was at a state park, Fairfield State Park, and I was camping with a new friend who is a subscriber of mine, and I didn't get to do a whole lot of filming because meeting somebody for the first time, you're just trying to get to know them, and you don't really think to do a whole lot of filming. But I did get a little bit of film inside the tent while it was raining on us. So this tent stayed out in the rain for 2 days, and I think out of the 2 days, 8 hours, it rained pretty hard at times, and then light rain most of the time. But this tent stayed completely dry. So you're getting a budget-friendly under $100 tent that's waterproof, extra wide. It's, what was it, 70 inches wide, 85 inches long, so easily, finally, a two-person tent that can fit 2 people comfortably. And the best thing about this tent, which I really like this, really like it, the 2 different vestibules, 2 different styles on one tent. That is so cool. I really like having that awning option. So another cool feature I wanted to show you about this DEERFAMY 2-person is the actual stuff sack. So there is a pretty cool feature about this stuff sack. First of all, it's pretty easy to get the tent back in it. The design of the opening here. But there are times where you're done camping for the day, night, 2 days, and you're just ready to get the heck out of camp, out of Dodge. You can stuff this tent back really quick into this stuff sack, have plenty of room, and you can go back later and straighten things out. But if you're just trying to get out of camp in a hurry, you have this extra 2 inches. So you get an extra 2 inches of space to be able to just shove everything in there, so you can quickly get out of camp if you needed to. And then later you can come back, you know, take your tent out, fold it up correctly, dry it out if you need to, and then you can just cinch this back into its normal state. So I want to give a shout out to the company DEERFAMY for reaching out to me and allowing me to give my honest opinion about their product. They sent me this 2-person tent and to test it out. I was a little apprehensive about it because I had never heard of the company, and I took it on that 2-day trip, and there was a lot of rain. I was gone most of the day while the tent was in the rain, and when I came back, I really expected to be, you know, water inside the tent, and there wasn't. I mean, this tent held up, you know, amazingly in the rain. And since I've had it here on my property, getting the first look at it, and I've left it up for a few days. We've had a lot of rain here as well, and nothing has gotten through. And we even had a little bit of sleet and snow. So we'll add a little clip in there. You can see the sleet and snow on this tent, which is pretty cool. So overall, I think this is a really good value for the price point and the quality of materials and what you're getting in this tent. So for me, the thing that sells me on this tent is the 2 vestibule style doors. Right now as I'm filming, I have this awning open. I really like the awning on one side. And you get the traditional style vestibule door on the opposing side. So that's probably one of the main features that that really reached out to me, that this is probably going to be a pretty cool tent. And if it can hold out the rain, I mean, that's definitely a big plus. And probably third most important is it's an actual 2-person tent. I mean, this thing is 70 inches wide. When I was first measuring it for the first look video, I was like, 70 inches wide. Maybe that's the length. Now, I was getting confused. Is this, I mean, that's how wide this thing is. So you can definitely get 2 full size, when I say full size, 30-inch wide pads, 2 of them side to side, and you still get a little bit of room to spare. So you can actually get 2 people in here comfortably, not just packed in like sardines, but comfortably. So anyway, is this a good tent? Yes, in my opinion, this is a good tent. It's a great value for under $100. And if you're interested in this tent, I don't make anything from this deal. It's just a company reached out to me and wanted my honest opinion and what I thought about the tent. And that's what I'm giving. I was pretty impressed with it. But they're giving you an opportunity to purchase this tent with a 5% discount. So in the description box below the video, you can click on the link there, and there'll be a 5% off coupon, so to speak, for you. And it's through Amazon. So if you're interested in this tent, think it's something that you might like, then use that code and go ahead and get another 5% off.